guys, so I'm alone today and I thought that I would make a video and tell you about what's been happening in my dolly life. I'm here with Win, by the way, and he's sporting this really beautiful dress that he got off Taobao. I think he looks really fabulous. The first thing that is good news is that I managed to sell that With doll body that was driving me insane because I was just grumpy about it. But someone bought it on Den of Angels. They bought it on layaway, so as long as they don't flake out on me, which I'm sure they won't, but as long as they don't, then that's going out the door, and as soon as I get paid the rest of the amount, I can finally order that stupid boy body that's just been driving me insane since May. It's been like 4 months almost since that mistake happened, so hopefully I can fix that soon, and then I'll have a lovely With doll, and I'll probably do a box opening for whenever I get that body in. That's news number one. News number two is news number two is that I have that Monster Design order that I ordered like 2 months ago, finally shipped. But it's been in, like, okay, there's like a city next to mine with like the main sorting facility for the postal office, and it's been in that sorting facility for 3 days now. And I don't understand why it takes so long for you to take a little package, put it on a truck, and bring it to my house. Like, I talked before about how I don't care really when things take a long time to get to me, but what I do care is when they're stuck in the postal service. Because, you know, like, I don't blame little artists for taking a long time, but why a postal service is taking, like, a week for something that should take 3 days? Which it took 3 to 4 business days in the US, and then as soon as it comes to the border here, it's like, it just stops. And, like, people just stop giving a fuck, and it stays inside of a warehouse for years and years. So it's been there for 3 days, and I'm like, why? Why is it there? And the greatest part is that, like, the tracking for where I live doesn't work, so I had to use the USPS website to track it. The only way that I even know, like, where it is, because my postal service sucks. And you pay for shipping, and tracking don't work. It's supposed to say, it says that it's supposed to take, like, X amount of days, then it takes, like, maybe double or triple that once it gets here. So I don't know why, but that's the situation. But as soon as I get those in, I'll do a box opening video and probably try them on Dorian so you can see what they look like. And then the last thing that I'm really super excited about is that I think it was like 2 or 3 videos ago, I was talking about how I was getting tempted by the Dolce event. Well, the temptation was too strong, and I gave in, and I ordered a Saint. I ordered a Saint in Fresh Skin, I think, yes, on the Rhythmos body, I think that's how you say it. The really skinny one with like no joints, because I kind of hate all the rest. So that's exciting. I'm really excited about this doll. I did a 4-part layaway with one of my friends, so I'm paying the second part tomorrow. So hopefully that'll come soon, although last time Dolce had a really super discount event, it took like a year for people to get their dolls. So I don't know how long it's going to take. Hopefully not that long. But he's ordered. It's a Saint. I know everybody and their mom has a Saint. And the biggest problem about that is that it seems like everybody and their mom gives their Saint black hair, which is what I want to do. So I'm kind of like, how am I going to make him look original? I don't know. I just want him to look interesting and original. But I'm like, I want a Saint. I want him to have black hair just like everyone else. There's a fly. Get out of here, fly. I don't know, we'll see. I was thinking he could have blackout tattoos because I've always thought those are really nice. I don't want them on myself, but when I see them on other people, I think they're really neat. So I was like, why not put them on a doll? Because I actually haven't seen that yet on a doll, like blackout tattoos. If you don't know what that is, Google them, they look really cool. Today's been one of those clean everything days because I get bored and I don't know what to do, and then I just clean everything. So I packed away the With Doll Girl body ready to ship out, and I've just been cleaning the rest of the day. But besides that and all those things, I have one thing to ask you people. because it's been driving me insane, and I don't know like what to do with it, and I don't know how to deal with it. So I'm gonna put Win down for like 5 seconds. Goodbye, Win. And then I'm gonna show you a doll that you guys have never seen on my channel before, and it's this guy. So I've complained about him a couple times. Doll wee-wees. But this is my first ever doll, at least the head is. My first ever doll that I got, I think it's been about 5 years now since I've got him. And the options back then for this company, mind you, I didn't know anything about dolls. All I knew is that I wanted a doll. And I was like, I really like Lord of the Rings and elves, so I want an elf doll to be my first doll. I would have elf ears. And I literally went to Google and I typed in a doll with elf ears, or BGD with elf ears, and he was one of like the first results that I didn't think was terrible. So I ordered him, and the only option back then for the Doll Family dolls was this really muscly body. It was so jacked. It was easily like his hips on the old body probably came out like that much. It was a really big, thick, chunky body, and you know, I never really thought about like the body type that I wanted for him back then. I just really wanted a doll. And when I got him, I was like, you know, I liked him for a bit, but then I was like, God, you're so jacked. Like, I didn't really want that. And then about a year or so later, they released, maybe 2 years. 2 years later, they released this body. And it was a lot slimmer, and it was a lot prettier, and I was like, okay, I like that one a lot more. So I sold his old body, and I bought this one. And like ever since I got it, I've just had nothing but problems with it. So the thing that really annoyed me about the first Doll Family body, besides it being really jacked, mechanically, what annoyed me is that it was, number one, it was very heavy. He did not stand. He barely sat. He was just this big chunk of bloomin' resin. Didn't do anything. And what was really frustrating was his hip joint here had a peg in the top. And then the bottom piece had peg holes. But only the front part had these holes, and the back part was just flat resin. So it was like, you know, when you moved him sort of and tried to click into place into one of those holes, the front part would click in, and then the back would be like wiggly, and it would wiggle around, and I really hated that. And then I bought this body, and I was like, okay, they must have fixed that. Like, it was so terrible. They must have, like, re-engineered it and made it better, but in fact, it's worse. It's worse than the other one, because at least the other one had, like, a deep peg. And even though it didn't click into place in the back, like, it had one peg in the back, actually, and it was right in the middle. But everywhere else did not have a peg. And at least when it clicked into that middle peg, he was pretty solid. This one, instead of a peg, it just has, I'll show you, it just has, like, this barely even a nook. And he has all these little holes right in the front here, and then again, in the back, he has literally nothing. So anytime you take this body and you move it, this piece just like this. And like, he's still a pretty heavy doll, and it's mostly just like the weight. This little piece just cannot support the weight that is at the top, and so he just falls back. And it doesn't matter if he's standing, and it doesn't matter if he's sitting, he still will do that, just like with zero force. And I've tried restringing him. I was like, maybe if I hot glue suede him, that will make it better. But it hasn't. In fact, it's made it worse, because now the hot glue kind of takes up more room. And although he doesn't like just slide automatically now, instead of that peg clicking, it just like slides around even more. And then he just does this. So basically my question to you is, what do I do? Like, how do I fix this? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Because this stupid hip joint is like the bane of my existence. On every doll that I've ever had it's just been a nightmare. It just, like, it doesn't do anything. I don't understand why they put it on, like, there's so many companies that have this stupid joint. I don't get it. I don't understand the purpose. I just think that, like, this part, the top part, is enough. You know, he bends over like this, he can move over like that. Like, how much movement do I really have in my hips? Like, do I really need a doll to be able to do this? Do I really need that? It just causes so many problems, and like, I don't know if it's like, should I get a thicker string? Should I string him even tighter? Should I string him looser? I don't know. I've tried a lot of things. I've tried replacing his string. This is actually a different string than what he came with. But nothing helps. He just does this. And like, you know, as you can see, I mean, it's a cute body. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's not ugly in any way. He's thin. He's sweet looking. He's very innocent, I think. I hate that. And what's pissing me off is like, the first thing that I had an issue with was, before I even realized that this hip joint was a problem, was the fact that Doll Family decided to change their resin colors and not tell anyone, because like, obviously his head right now is really yellowed. Like, back when I bought this body, which was now 3 years ago, and I remember this because I remember this because it was when I first started dating my boyfriend, and I bought this like before we were going steady, and now we've been together for 3 years, so I've had this body 3 years. And for 3 years, it's just that in a drawer, and I've done nothing with it. But yeah, they decided to change the resin colors, and even though he's yellowed, like, I could tell right away that this color, this normal skin, was way different than this normal skin. And it was the same normal skin. Like, they had the yellow and the pink. And I made sure I looked in my order, like, from, like, years and years ago. And this head and the rest was all the pink normal skin, because I liked that better. And when it came, it was, like, this really pale pink. It was, like, it was almost white, with just, like, the slightest little hint of pink in it. And then after I sold his body, which was after having it for 2 years, like, I don't feel like he yellowed like 5 shades, especially because he lives in a closet. All my dolls live in closets. But this body is obviously so much pinker. And it's not that it's an ugly pink, it's just that it's like, it's really, really a whole lot pinker, and it just does not match the head at all. Like, you can even see it in my video, which isn't the best quality, but you can clearly tell that it's just like a completely different color. And I want to get him a face up, and I want to get it color matched, but I'm like, if I hate the body, what's the point? What's the point of sending it off and spending like $150 on a nice face up if I just hate this body? And I don't want to sell this body because, you know, he's one of my first dolls, and I really like this body aesthetically, but I hate it. I put him in a drawer and I forget about him, and I don't even want to touch him because I just hate this. And I hate that this always happens. It's just so frustrating. So basically, if you know how to fix this, if you know how to make this better in any way, shape, or form, please let me know. Because I would really appreciate it, because I have like half of mine to just super glue these two pieces together to get them to shut up. So, I'm sorry, that was a bit of a rant, but, you know, it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you pay so much money for a doll, especially like this guy. He was my first doll, and I wanted to make him pretty. You pay so much money, and then you get a body that that makes you angry, and angry to the point where you stop paying attention to your doll. You stop paying attention to him, you just put him in a drawer, and he doesn't make you happy anymore. And I don't want to spend money and time and effort looking for another body for him. I just want to make this one work. See, look at this. It's so stupid. I hate this joint. I hate it so much. So yeah. That's everything. His name is Nox, by the way. He's named after the Nox people from Stargate. If you've never seen that show, you should watch it. Even though it's very 90s and campy, it's really good. He's like a broken little baby. My poor broken baby. But yeah, that's everything. That's everything that's happened to me so far. I mean, like in the past couple weeks. That's everything. So, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you thought that I was funny when I was yelling about a doll. But anyway, I'll talk to you again soon, hopefully when my monster design order comes in. And then I'll let you know when I order my with doll boy body. Okay guys, talk to you again soon. Bye!